All right. I hate fucking politics. I do. Politics is the most, it makes me, I don't know what it does to me, but it does something to me that I don't want it to do, but it does it. And I'm going to talk about something that needs to be said, and it's my really might be really controversial to say this, but both people in both fucking political sides, like in American politics, both the left, both the right, are just, they make my brain fucking explode, because you've got this guy, for example, who's probably right or centrist. I don't know where he stands, but he's like, he's probably, he posted this when like a trans girl killed herself on Twitter, like, you know, and that's that's like awful, and like draws a meme that it's funny, and that's awful thing to do. There's people who, shit you not, shit you not, who are doxing this guy and stuff because of it. So let me tell you this. This guy is a piece of shit in my opinion. But those people who dox people are also pieces of shit. Like, can we just agree on this one thing, that when a kid dies, we don't make fun of the kid dying who killed themselves. Okay. We can also agree, if we are smart enough to agree, that saying this shit is bad, right? Saying this shit is bad, like saying that you want white genocide is bad. The kid said this. It's bad. Okay, we agree that it's a bad thing to say. Don't tell me that it's not a bad thing to say, because it is a bad thing to say. I don't give a fuck. It is awful to say. But also, holy fucking shit. Just because you don't like someone, it doesn't mean that when they die, you gotta make fun of them or cheer when they die. Just because they are uh, transgender doesn't mean that you can just ha 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 because they die. Because who who knows? Maybe you're gonna have a trans kid. Maybe you're gonna have a gay kid or a lesbian kid. It can happen to you as well. It can happen. So yeah, I obviously have a standpoint, but at the same time, what she did is also bad, right? You don't say that white people should fucking die. That's not, even if it's a joke. It's not it's not funny. It is not funny. And there were people who legitimately cheered on when this person died. And there's literally two people in me when this happened, because this, to me at first, seemed really sad and awful that this happened. The other thing in my mind was when I saw the people who commented on the person dying, there were two types of people. People who were saying that right wingers suck ass and they I don't know, and the people who legitimately cheered, and I mean people assume that's the right, that's the conservative, because they hate, you know, you know. Uh, I I be real, both the left, both the right suck. They just do. The right sucks sometimes, are really cruel and can be really evil towards people. They do it openly most of the time. It's most of the time openly, but sometimes they try to wear to signal as well. The left, They do it not openly. They are also cruel and evil. They also do things to people that shouldn't be done, doxing people all the time and shit. Uh, yeah, the right does it too, but you see it so many times where that happens, where I gotta be honest, Twitter does something to people. This girl probably was online for like 24/7, lived her life on the internet, did something to her brain, uh, and she acted like every Twitter person, every, like, how do you call these? Old left peoples who just say shit, right? And this guy probably, they would call him the old right. I I honestly still gonna say, even though she might have been a bad person, seeing these stuff, because it is a bad thing to do this. Wishing that you are happy that someone dies is not a good thing to do. And I don't care when the fucking left cheered when a fucking presidential old presidential candidate got cancer. I didn't think that was funny. I didn't find that hilarious. That was not in my radar. When Trump got shot, that wasn't in my brain. Uh, I was surprised because in our country, our president got shot too, and he survived as well. But to me, it's not funny. When it comes to the left side, I always have this problem where I really want to defend people because this shit is awful and disgusting to me. You can hear in my voice that it makes me disgusted that someone makes fucking fun of a fucking trans person killing themselves. That's not okay. I don't care if you hate trans people. You don't do that shit. If your kid wanted to kill themselves and you made fun of them after, that's exactly how it doesn't make sense to me. And I don't even like kids that much, but it doesn't make sense to me why you would add it's also a virtue signal in a way if you do that, because it's exactly how it you know it goes. It's I have a lot of pent up resentment against the right wing people and against the left wing people alike, because Hassan, for example, supports fucking terrorists, and that to me is not okay. But then in the fucking right wing place, there's always people who hate people like me, and I can't be on their side 100%ly, right? Because that would be fucking that would be so stupid of mine. Okay, take my rights away, right? Do that shit. That's not what I want. That's not what I found fucking want in my life. And people always come to me that they want to talk about politics with me. And yeah, right now I'm indulging in political stuff. I'm talking about it right now, but you got to understand that being part of a community, I didn't ask to be fucking born like this. It's not what I wanted, but I am. And people always come to me that are centrists, or leans more right. How they always talk to me and how they feel about things, and I try to get along with them, and I do, but then they bring up politics just because they know that I'm bisexual. That's how I view it. They want to talk about someone and they want to debate me, but I don't want to debate people. I don't want to debate. I know I'm not built for it. I know that I'm shitty at explaining shit because I'm shitty at it, and I'm never going to be someone that's gonna 100%ly going out and fighting for my rights because I'm scared that I'm going to be killed or something. It's I can't be too fierce in this world because I know what happens to people who are fierce. I know what happens to them. I know that they die. I know that they get hurt or doxed or something bad happens to them, and I'm too much of a coward. Yeah, it's true. I'm I'm too much of a pussy to do that. And even though even though there's a lot of like centrists and conservatives and right wings, even though these fucking terms mean nothing at this point, some of them are just existing and they don't do anything wrong. And to those people, I really I really don't think they feel this way or think this. And if they do, I'm I can't explain to people why a kid dying is bad if they only see that it's a trans person. They don't see it as a human being. I can't explain it to people. And I don't know the person who died. And it's always when trans people die, it's always cheering. It's rarely someone feeling bad unless it's only the news only spread on the fucking left circle, but it's always this like haha, it's funny. It's not funny. And even if a fucking straight white kid dies, it's bad, it's awful. If he kills himself, it's not a good thing. Even if bro was mentally online and stupid and said the worst shit ever, even if bro was racist, even then, why? If he dies, that's a bad thing. It's. I don't know how people don't understand the simplicity of this shit. I can't. And he really is forming this, and honestly, good for him. He does whatever he wants, but it's still a really. It's still like, oh my god, like 40% of trans people kill themselves. Wow, and you make that a plushie of it. You know, sometimes I wonder why humanity lost empathy and sympathy to people, but then I realize we never had it to begin with. We never had it because I grown up and no one had that shit. Barely anyone, barely any kid had it. Everyone spoke so disgustingly, and I always people always tell me that oh the good old times was so good. If it was so good, then how the fuck did I barely survive it, man? How the fuck did that happen? How did I barely spread through the fucking shit. I barely did it. Maybe maybe I'm the sensitive one. And if I'm the sensitive one, okay. But I can't it's hard to exist in a world that hates so many minorities without them doing anything. Okay, this time, okay, she they probably said weird shit on like Twitter. Okay, but still, if it's a person that didn't do much and still gets hate, like it reminds me of the Brianna case in the UK where a trans girl got killed by two of her like I don't know if her classmates, but they a close girl to her friend, and the guy they killed her. I don't know. They stabbed her so many times, and for what? Because they thought it would be fun. That they thought they would enjoy it. That was in their brain and nothing else. that it will be exciting to kill. And the guy's motive was also awful. The girl's motive was also awful, but the guy's was also awful. Like, this shit happens so many times. And the fact that I barely see it means that they are trying to hide it. And when trans people die, like, I barely see it. I saw it this week, the first time, even though the video was like a year ago uh posted. That was the first time I saw that shit of like of how bad it is. And ignorance is not an excuse, in my opinion. And being stupid on Twitter will fucking show up in even after you die. So when you're stupid on Twitter and you post shit like this, for example, like this guy posted, I there's gonna be a legacy of this guy, and it's gonna be about how he was just a dick online, and that's it. That's gonna be his legacy, and a lot of people's who are like this on Twitter. And I do want to talk about people on the left who are also fucking insane. Um, because it happens as well. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people who are leaking shit like that? Why are you leaking? Why are you leaking the guy where is and what his things are? I those type of people to me are are also awful. Like, almost as awful as the fucking guy who did that shit, because we live in we live in a place where they fucking leak where you live just because they hate you. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Like, I see it so many times on TikTok, on everywhere, of people just they don't like a person from like a minute or two, and then they fucking dox them. They leak everything about them and send death threats and shit. What the fuck? Like, I don't. What are these things? Why is this happening? Like, what is fucking wrong with people? I I keep I lose my fucking mind all the time. At this point, I'm so tired because I'm 21. I'm not even 30 yet, but I had so enough of the fucking internet at this point, because every fucking time I think it gets worse. It gets fucking worse. Something worse happens. And I'm gonna say it again to those people who gonna be mad at me for being mad at the guy who wished death on the person who died, or whatever the fuck happened. That didn't happen. What happened was made fun of that person. Okay, that's what happened. Hmm. Uh, I have problem with the left as well. I do. I just talked about Hassan and how Hassan is just fucking he's he's the worst person for like lefties to like be the person that's like this is our Osmond man. And Osmond is not even like the right wing guy, you know. He just talks about Trump a lot. But like, this is the guy. What the fuck? Like, this guy, this dude who likes terrorists, who who went to a D party allegedly, who did things. I ca- I can't even. And he partnered with people who wanted another YouTubers or streamers, Ethan Kleins, kids to be taken away from him. This is our champion. This is the guy. This is our champion. This is our fucking hero. This guy. I don't think so, man. I don't see myself in that guy. I tried. I did watch some of his videos and stuff. I agree. Yes. Because there's no one to watch as a fucking person that's like wanting lefty news when I want news that like from that side, and then I look at the right wing thingy, or where what do these people say and these people say, and then I make my conclusions there. Then that's that kind of deal. And with all the misinformation he's doing, I don't think I'm gonna do that anymore. I don't think I'm gonna watch him anymore. I don't think I'm gonna support him even a little bit by watching one of the fucking people who re-upload his stream shits or highlights or whatever things. Because I used to watch some of those. I agree. I did used to watch some of his stuff because uh, there's interesting topics I like in the leftist sphere, but like after I learned how he is as a person, I don't, I can't even do that. Not even for educational value. I can't do that shit. I think it's making me stupider if I trust someone like that. I don't, I can't do that shit. Uh, it's it's gonna sound so bad, but I don't think it's gonna sound bad, not at all, considering what's going on right now. I rather support as Mongol than him, but even him, he had some takes. He had some interesting takes. I can't like fully say I'm like okay, I support all 100%. Tekton is my guy. I watch him all the time. Even with him, I don't agree with every single thing. Obviously, I'm not gonna agree with every single thing a streamer or YouTuber says because I have my own mind. I make my own decisions. I'm not gonna fly blindly of people, but even with him, the thing is, sometimes he makes takes that I can't like. Uh, I can't. I can't agree with this. This is not. I I grown up in a very different way. I can support this thing, but I can understand your point. That sort of thing. It happens to me a lot where I have people in my life who we don't have the same viewing like system politically or other ways, but I still try to be friends with them. I'm trying to be there for them because to me that is not the thing that I care about. I don't like discussing politics that much. I only do that with my mom or sometimes my dad, but my dad don't really. My mom mostly, uh, because she I think she's like she understands me, and that's enough for me if she understands me. Even if she has different viewpoints, sometimes I understand her as well. But even though I don't always the people in my life who have different takes, I can live uh, near them. I don't care. But the real reason I usually cut people off is not their politics. It is not the gender, not the sexuality, none of that. Um, it's usually how they act, their personality, their behavior is mostly if they just treat me like shit, if they don't make me feel good or valued or stuff. I can't put my energy into every single thing in my life if the thing I'm putting my energy into doesn't. Sometimes you have to realize in life that I don't know what I'm trying to say. Honestly, like I got a bit deep in thought here because if the reason I got deep in thought because I've been thinking about my future and how I'm gonna do things, and um, when there's people in your life that are not too nice to you, uh, or someone you have a hard time dealing with that, and you don't know how to deal with that person because you don't want to cut them off. You want them to change a you want them to be a better person or reflect a little. But even though you tell them to not do something, they're gonna do it and they're gonna do it and they're gonna do it until one day you just have enough and you just cut them off, and you tried your best, but you can't change the person. There's other situations where you just don't match with that person, and you can't do shit. You're never gonna match with that person. You're never gonna agree. You're never gonna be on the same side of the coin. You just can't do shit. But you have to keep going because there will always be a person in your life, or will be in the future, who's gonna be there, who is gonna match, and things gonna work out. Because in the end, no person is destined to be all alone forever. Everyone's destined to meet someone, a companion, a friend, a lover, maybe have kids who make their life worth something. And that is what I'm looking forward to most in my entire life, to have someone who understands me, uh, but loves me as well. But like the thing is, sometimes you are the problem. I realize this. Sometimes I'm the problem. Sometimes I'm just fucking my life up, and I need to stop doing that. But the problem is, I'm making excuses. Anyways, he looks cool as fuck. True. Look at this dude. He's cool as fuck. Anyways, I fucking hate politics. I still talked about the situation because it made me fucking upset. Why? Because I don't like it when kids who die are made fun of. That's simple. Uh, this time I was more against you know a certain group, but there's times when I'm against another group. There's a video in my channel where I'm making fun of shippers, and mostly shippers who are in my community, LGBT community, who make ships out of every single thing. I made fun of headcanons before, so I can make fun of fucking stupid right wingers as well. If that's the thing, I do it as well. I make fun of both. I can make fun of both the same time. Fuck Hassan. Fuck this guy who sucks and should live his life, because I'm not gonna send hate, and I'm not gonna send death threats to a person online. That looks like cool art. I like her boobs. But like, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Agree with me or disagree with me. I'm gonna agree to disagree with you in if things happen that way. But like, anyways, bye.